11:11, and I know we're going to go live at 11:11 any minute. Yep, there we go. So perfect. Welcome, everyone. Namaste. Akasha here. I'm having my morning cacao from my current favorite pyramid, Itzamau. So if you come in March with Maria and I, and a few days with Miguel Angel, our Mayan wisdom keeper, you will get to go here. And this is the one is very close to my heart right now. And today we are starting a really fun challenge. So I want you to say hi. I want you to commit to doing this for 3 days or longer. I want you to decide right now, why are you here? What do you want to alchemize? What are you curious about in terms of what alchemy is? How can alchemy be not just a really cool mystery school idea or Knights Templar or something from mystical books that seems just too good to be true, or something people used to do or has no use right now. So we're going to talk about, what does it mean, alchemy, and what is abundance, and then how can you begin to use the sacred feminine laws of prosperity, of manifestation, of the universe, the Hermetic principles, the 7 main laws from Thoth, Hermes, Enoch. He was all of those different people in different lives. This is the time to alchemize. Alchemy is similar to metamorphosis to me. Metamorphosis is something that you do to completely transmute who you are, even to the environment that you live in, thrive in, and can live in. Imagine a butterfly, right? Trying to not fly and to crawl around on the ground. You know, they walk on the ground, but the difference between what a butterfly does, what it eats, what it needs, what it thinks, where it goes, what's its mission. Some butterflies fly 3,000 miles. I think some of them do it twice, like from Canada to Mexico and back. I'm not sure. I read a lot. I studied butterflies a lot about 13 years ago or so. I was fascinating with the metaphor, the symbology. I wanted to read the language, the energy inside of this being that we're so captivated by. First of all, anything that can fly is pretty captivating. So I am Akasha Nanakasha. I welcome you here, and I'm going to just light some copal. I do this before I set sacred space. I create an infinity healing chamber, which is a chamber of light. Inside of that light, which I learned to create through the many different mystery schools that I've gone through, priestess and Melchizedek level initiations. I'm a Melchizedek master, a Kamadon master, a Gaiadon master, and I'm also a homeopathic doctor. I'm a master level hypnotherapist, and many, 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 many other modalities of energy. I've studied with many shamans and been initiated over and over into what I call medicine, certain paths. Like here, I've been here 10 years living in the Yucatan, and I didn't know I was going to stay. I was coming for 2 weeks, went to 2 months, and 10 years later, I'm here, own a house, live on the beach. So all your dreams can come true in places you have no idea there are if you let your life fall apart, if you let your identity dissolve, if you stop holding on to the way you've done things. If the caterpillar fought becoming a butterfly, what would happen? Well, it would only have a short lifespan. And inside of it is perhaps what's happening for you right now. We see this circus happening, and we're becoming more and more aware as there's more and more information, how this information isn't truth. It isn't necessary for me to know or to understand or to fix any of it if it is irrelevant to me and my purpose. What's my purpose? My purpose is on one level the same as yours, and most levels different. However, what we're all doing is cleansing and clearing the agreements, the illusions that we have had living lives out on this planet and other planets, other star systems, other times. Time is a spiral, it's a dimension, and we are actually already traveling time all the time. So time travel isn't this thing you need a machine for. It's happening. You manifest every day. You alchemize every single day. You wouldn't be in a body with a house or, doing anything, right? You wouldn't be alive in a body if you weren't doing these processes of manifestation, creation. So when you get to the point in your consciousness that you realize, I create my own reality. My first website was Create Your Own Reality Now. And don't go there because after many years, somehow, there was a glitch with the hosting company of the URL. Somebody bought it, put a virus on it. And so if you see that URL for me, do not go there. That was quite a many years ago. Everything's at nanakasha.com. It's easy. It's my name. And I'm never going to let it go. So what is important is that we are waking up to be what I call the everyday priestess, the everyday wise one, spiritual every day, holistic every day, multidimensional every day in every moment, at every point, in every time. There isn't anything that you have going on in your life. There's very little, and yet, no, I'm going to stick with there is not anything going on in your life that prevents you from making more time, more focus, more priority, more value, more respect for these other dimensional layers of who you are, for the energies, the light structures, the light languages, the essences, the beings, the ascended masters, the realms, the dimensions, the math, the harmonics, the color, the stone temples, the hieroglyphics, the symbols. Whatever is speaking is always speaking. And we've literally been in the dark ages, not just in the medieval times, dark. Absolutely. If you look back at shows in the 70s, you can see the level of consciousness. We're way higher now, but we have not mastered two things. So the alchemy is your natural state, and abundance is your natural state. So what's amazing is that you can be here and have an abundance. That's all it is. There's nothing but abundance in the physical reality, which is only a reflection of the light, the spirit, the thought, the intention, the vision, the emotion, and the declaration. What are you saying with your words? Are you using them like the powerful spells that they are? They're like a program. You buy a program and you download it into your computer and you just expect it to work. You don't go, I hope it works. Have I been good enough to make it work? Did I suffer enough to make it work? Is it selfish of me to want what I want? These are questions of very low consciousness that do not suit us, do not serve us. We're being asked to step out of the entire victim mode. The victim mentality is not conducive to the levels of frequency that we can access now. Your auric field is pulsing. It's wanting to come back into harmony. It's wanting to have that rainbow colors, that fire purification. It wants to reclaim the connection that you could have between your physicality and every other dimension of you, your light body, which contains every code, not just your Akasha, who were you? Yes, but all of your lives are here, and you're all on this time-space continuum in a spiral. You're always evolving up, but you can go back. Super easy. These secrets and mystery schools were hidden because people were dark and unconscious and cruel and violent, and we have all been programmed to turn each other in, to judge each other, to try to control each other, and then to try to control ourselves, and then to be afraid of our own power and afraid of our own wisdom and afraid of our own everything. No more. It's not happening. It can't go with us. Oh, Lisa. Oh my gosh. It was like you were there. You were so tangible. There was Woodhenge. Sorry, I was trying to think of all the places we went in England with stones, because there was one where we walked it as a labyrinth. It was concentric circles, and it's called Woodhenge, and it's near Stonehenge. And we did it after we did Stonehenge in the morning. So we were able to be at the high altar. We were able to go in. We were able to touch the stones. We were able to see the stones. We had a private access with Maria, who's the queen of knowing everything about Stonehenge, and that it was a priestess temple. So we knew how to come in. They allowed us and supported us to do my guided activation and meditation in the center. And because the private access groups now aren't just your group, they're a combination of you and some other people. So this one beautiful goddess who's a guard there asked us what we wanted, if we wanted to do a meditation, and did we want to be by the altar, and that she would, where did we want to enter? What did we want to do? So Maria told her what she wanted. I told her what I wanted. She took us over, pulled the fence back, said, go in this way, do whatever you want. And at about this time, I'll start to see if I can attract the other people out of the inner circle so you can gather. So, we had 17, I don't know, maybe more people, I think. And so we all got to put our sacred items. I brought a lot of the obsidian and crystals and all kinds of other things, and my oracle decks, and we put them all on the high altar. We were able to stand there and hold hands. We chanted. I did a transmission and activation. It was amazing. And then they said, oh, time's up. And it was just literally like 30 minutes. That portion of it just went, and then we were quickly getting our things, but saying bye, saying thank you to this space. And the dragons and the serpents energies are coming up underneath the land. And Miguel Angel, who, if you're interested in working with me and with him on the Mayan wisdom from Wisdom Keeper, with the truth of the Mayan blue heart path, it's going to be part of the priestess school this year. And we're starting with the abundance, because it is, they've just insisted, the priestesses have insisted that you need to be not a poor spiritual nun or a poor spiritual intuitive or a palm reader, barely making it, or your powers used by people in power. It's time for you to own your power, feel safe having your power and accessing it. So when we go to these sacred places, it opens these doorways to these other lives that we've had. And whether you've specifically had a life as a priestess or someone else, or many different people, sometimes we go back. I've been in the Oracle at Delphi many lives, at least 3. I'm feeling like it's probably more than 6, because I have a kind of a connection to the whole arc. Like Atlantis had a long history. So I have an Atlantis memory, but like from when? From what era? You can look at how different every 10 years is to us, but we're in accelerated time. So talk to me about the upcoming retreats in December and in March, and other things that you can do to start to weave in this really soft, beautiful, high-level wisdom, all about unconditional love and sacred knowledge, respecting who you are, becoming who you are meant to be. That is your mission. So our mission is to become who we're meant to be. To the Maya, you were trained as a priestess or a priest. And that just means like as a spiritual person, you had spiritual education. And then to a certain level, so let's say that there's 7 levels, right? And you go and you have the first two levels, everybody in your community, it's kindergarten, it's basic schooling, right? You all have to know your birth sign, your purpose on life, your animal spirit guides, the days, the sacred calendar days. You have to know the day that's coming, know the day that you're in, know the personality of it. It's an essence, it's a being that has chosen to carry that day for you. If you want to do alchemy and you follow tropical astrology, which we do in our spiritual weather report, we've got Donna Stellhorn coming on next week, Sunday or Monday. I don't know. I want to get her in before the full moon. And then I'm going to be with you for the full moon on Tuesday, because it's a very important full moon. They all are. However, it's the first one since the eclipse full moon. And I've got some really mind-bending intel on the March retreat with Maria. We're going to be at these sacred places here in the Maya land with Maria again, which we were this time at the Stonehenge and the other temples at that full moon that is an eclipse. So it is an exact mirror, an exact doorway, an exact bridge of energy between that. So whether you were with us, awesome. Make sure you come to the one in March, because if we're all together again, could you imagine the energy of that? I found that out yesterday, and I just thought, well, of course, because this is what spirit does. You listen and you alchemize the messages coming to you. You interpret them, you dissolve them. They came through seeing a bird 3 times. They came through waking up at a certain time at night. They came through a particular dream you had. They came through, a craving you have for a particular drink or food or something, They came to you, and it doesn't have to just come to you in sacred, right? It's those synchronicities, those signs. Some of my clients, Diana, are like just absolute queens of symbols. Now, I also have people who get caught up in trying to interpret the symbol, know what it means, and get out of being in the present moment. So never spend too much time going, oh, what did that mean? What did that mean? What did that mean? Go, wow, thank you. If you're aware that a sign or a symbol or something special just happened, I don't know what it is. I can feel the difference. I feel lighter. I cried. Whatever, right? We watch. We stay in the center. We stay in the eternal now. You cannot alchemize from being in someone else's reality. You cannot alchemize from being in the past. If you're still worried about figuring out something from the past, blaming yourself for something in the past, thinking something that happened in the past had power over you or still has power over you. These are all common patterns. It's why they are taking so long for us to release them. But now we've become the caterpillar. We're no longer comfortable in our life. The caterpillar was great. Here I am. I got 1,000 little legs. I go around. I eat leaves. I'm upside down. If you're into Alice in Wonderland, I smoke a shisha pipe and give spiritual advice, But what happens? He gives his best spiritual advice as he turns into the butterfly, and then he flies away to what? A new reality. The caterpillar has no clue what it's like to fly, doesn't probably even know there's a sky. It's not the purpose of being in a caterpillar body, but the purpose of a caterpillar body is to gather the wisdom. So you've got to gather the wisdom and alchemize everything that has happened to you. Number 1, I'm going to put some slides up. We're going to go into the Alchemy of Abundance. This is challenge day 1. We're going to do 3 days. And I've added a special show on Saturday on how to manifest a sacred retreat. So if you have any interest in coming to any of my retreats, for sure, or the idea of giving yourself that permission, are you still living inside of beliefs? And it's common. I deal with people all the time that come to my retreats that don't think they have the money, that don't think they'll get the permission from people in their life, that don't think they can get the time off, that feel bad about doing something for themselves, don't think they know who can watch their dog, are afraid of flying, you name it. So what I'm doing is I'm here for you to explore. If you are called to something, a sacred retreat or anything else, by your heart, and we'll just use that easy term to say, what do I alchemize If everything is abundance, it's just you're living inside of abundance. There's multiple dimensions, multiple perspectives, multiple realities, multiple times, multiple medicines of herbs and flowers and trees and wisdom of the earth and the air and the fire and the water and the metals and the crystals and the angels and the spirit guides and the gods and the goddesses and on and on. So if you watch The Return of the Priestess, and I highly recommend you do, we've got it here so you can have unlimited replays right now. And everybody, the point was we're talking about becoming the everyday spiritual leader of your life and deciding from that person first, the advisor, the king, the queen, the pharaoh, the high one, the medicine man, the chief, whatever the culture calls it, you have to step into being it. It doesn't matter if you're 10 or 80. My mother just turned 91. You need to be you. You need to honor the precious moment to be in this body at this time. Do not judge it as bad or good. I just wrote an article for Awakened magazine. I'll let you know when it comes out in October. And it's how to turn something you perceive as negative into using this ancient alchemy into a pathway of prosperity, because nothing is bad and nothing is good. It's all the same thing, and the degrees are up to you, because I love cinnamon. And when I go out and I have a cappuccino, I want cinnamon on the foam. And there's a Mayan saying that says the foam is for your soul and the cacao is for your heart. And I love it so much that I have a whole ritual, a whole little spiritual thing that alchemizes me. I'm honoring my soul and giving it a treat, and I get a spoon and I don't drink anything, whether it's coffee or cacao. I eat the foam. And it's like a reverence, it's a ritual, it's a meditation, because every single moment is a gift. And if you're in the eternal now, everything is here. There's nothing you're going to find in the past or the future. You have to be in the eternal now, envisioning and connected to the future you desire. And the alchemy is automatically happening. It's happening without you knowing it. It's time for you to be conscious of it. So that little ritual to do that slows my life down into that moment. I think of nothing but it. I highly recommend you get some cacao, you hold it to your heart, you thank the goddess, the seeds of the earth, whatever form of earth that you relate to. Is it like Gaia? Is it Pachamama? Is it Ixchel, Ixmucane, which is interesting for the Maya? Mother Earth is this two aspects. It's Ixchel, who most of you know. This is her here. And most of you know her as my cat and my name of my house and my publishing company. And she's the most well-known Maya goddess. And she's the goddess of the moon, the rainbow, the earth, women, fertility, medicine. And she's the part of the earth that's the atmosphere. She's the moon and the air and the waters and the crystals and the dirt and the plants and our bodies and the surface. And the three levels is an ancient philosophy I want you to start thinking of. It seems more simple than our superior attitude, but remember, we're trained from an inferior mental, out of balance, polarity, masculine, feminine perspective. And our entire history that you and I were downloaded with from our cultures, even the ones we're learning from older spiritual texts are very enlightening. And yet we have to bring in our perspective because we're new people in a new realm. We're at the state of unity. There's a whole lot of other mystery school teachings I'm going to share with you to understand where you are, because to properly metamorphosize from one place in your life to the next. And it can be that you just completely, maybe you die in an accident and you go through a lot of painful things to come back and to be able to walk and be able to think and recover from a seizure. Or my friend Trudy, who channels the High Priestess of Palenque. And we're going to do a day in December, my birthday, after the retreat with her and Miguel Angel, where we're going deep into preparing for the era of peace that's coming in 2027. So this is a sacred fire, sacred Mayan. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Chana Joy. Experience. And at the end of it, Trudy and I have decided to offer an extra day at her house because we both channel ancient priestesses. It's sort of one of the things that brought us together. I mean, all the Mayan things, she's been here for 25 years. And she's the only person I know, only other gringo that's been to more sites than I have in so many sacred ways, because she's been with Miguel Angel for a long time. And the idea that after you go through these ceremonies we're going to do in December, it's all about alchemy. It's all about metamorphosis. I want you to start to think about every moment being a death, a cycle, a circle, a hero's journey. There's wonderful, I need to find, if somebody reminds me in one of the chats, there's a little video, a TEDx video about the hero's journey I used to share all the time, because I've done a lot of work with people writing and writing a book or writing their experience or turning it into a speech or a talk or their brand or something, where it comes because you're coming together with your business, you're coming together with the idea, the project, the class, like the alchemy class. It was like I did the money manifestation magic workshop where we did the three things, and it was just blowing everybody's mind. And we did it for a $3 donation. You get that now as a bonus if you join the alchemy class, if you don't have it yet. And I said at the time, okay, we're going to do a mystery school. We're going to go into the priestess path of prosperous use of divine laws, and combining this mysteries of divine laws and alchemy of numbers and music and harmony and visions and clairsentience and clairaudience and the awakening of our intuitive skills. And all of this is allowing you to alchemize who you thought you were. I don't see visions. Well, stop saying that, because then you're going to always not see visions, right? Say, oh, it's so exciting to see every day how my intuitive skills unfold. And you sit with it and you accept what you have and you feel grateful for what you have, and you start to use these laws behind the laws behind the laws. So we have the 7 Hermetic laws. Go find one, download it, watch a video. There's free audiobooks. Those are key. They're very short. The Kabbalion is a wonderful book. And I work with Thoth. I work with Thoth so intimately day and night. He had me put his book of emerald tablets under my pillow. I would communicate with him. I was rewriting the emerald tablets for a while with him. All kinds of really powerful things come from working with ancient symbols, ancient mystery schools, ancient beings that have conquered time and space, that understand bodies going in and out of a body, rejuvenating a body in the earth, in the flower of fire, the flower of life you've heard of, and there's the flower of fire, there's the flower of something else, light, and the flower of light. And these are rejuvenating chambers, and we see them show up like in the Indiana Jones movie. They have this I don't know if it was the last one. They had one that they were in Peru or something, right? And they went and they found this ancient chamber with all of these long-skulled beings sitting, 13 or some sacred number sitting around, and it matched all these different sacred stories and myths and councils. But to me, what it looked like was what I learned in the many mystery schools that I've been through was that, like Thoth, he explains how he would say, okay, as Thoth, he was around a long time bringing the Atlantean energy into Egypt, and he used to call them barbarians. And he said it took a long time to turn these people into, this high culture, which then, of course, went on its own way too. However, that idea that you're here to start a new civilization, you're here to bring your wisdom from the past, but you have to alchemize the past. You have to let go and really be honest with yourself and go in and be loving, be kind, be compassionate, but accept, I have a fear of this. I still seem to resist that. Whatever's reflecting in your reality is both a combination of the past, who you were told you were, the life that you joined, your culture, your society, you sort of came in your body and you joined a cultural norm. You were taught inside of a family. For a while, you agreed to all of it. And then you started to develop your own ideas, but you also came with your spiritual blueprint, which is in your body, in your Genesis crystal. It's in the many of the light structures of your light body, and you have to balance your light body every day. You have to activate it. You have to run energy through it. You have to communicate with it. How do you expect to hear, to feel, to get that eternal energy that you can abundantly use now consciously to manifest an abundance of something different? Okay, so there's so much information on this, and I have to make sure that we stay inside of a reasonable time. So let me share. Here we go. Okay. Excelente. So probably because I'm really feeling like out of my body, I'm integrating. Hi, Kelly. I got to meet Kelly. I got to hug Kelly. I got to be in a thunderstorm, lightning storm, what's that stuff called? The ice, hailstorm at a sacred circle, and with such a group of amazing women who were willing to just go and be there in this incredibly epic, powerful elemental experience. That was how good. So I'm going to quickly share with you. We have, this is in March. So Maria and I have teamed up. She has some very new research, fascinating information about the sacred sites here, the pyramids here. I'm here, living here 10 years, going to these sites, talking to these sites, studying with the Mayan elders, uncovering what is the true purpose of these places. They are activators, they're initiation places, they're temples of transformation, the land, the cenotes, which are the caves full of water, pure, beautiful, incredible, the cacao, the food, the Yucatecan energy. This is truly a land of enchantment. And you get to come to Merida, which is near where I live, which, by the way, is the second safest city in all of the Americas after Quebec. So it means it's safer in this area than anywhere in the US. So that's not an issue. And I'm happy to talk to you if you're interested in it. If you have questions about travel, we're updating our document where we give you the detailed schedule, but we also give you the travel information. Like if you're coming from the US, you don't need a voltage converter. If you're coming from England, you do need the voltage converter, type of stuff. Where to fly to. We give you the person to pick you up. So everything's taken care of, all of your accommodation, some of your food, all of your lunches, all of your tickets at every one of these places. It's not like England. They all cost a lot of money to get in every time you want to go in. We're going to go to 8 different sites. Now we're going to go to all of them with Maria. And in the middle, we're going to have 3 days with Miguel Angel. He was the director at Chichen Itza, which is the one at the top. And we're going to be witnessing, experiencing with him, with the sacred chants, understanding what we're doing, having been activated in a sacred cave at the top of a mountain. And here with him on the very first day of when I took this picture this March, a year later. And that will be 2 days after the full moon that we just talked about, that will be activating a bridge to that eclipse. So it will be 2 days after the eclipse. So we're going to have uber powerful energy there. If you like to raise your consciousness, heal your body, transform fear, understand yourself, heighten your skills. All of that happens here, and we have a ton of fun. And Maria is going to be telling us and showing us how to use the dowsing rods, how to sense the energies. I'm going to be talking and transmitting from these. We're going to be guiding you through sacred activations, ceremonies with all of us. So we're going to go to Ekbalam, we're going to go to Itzamal, we're going to go to Uxmal, we're going to go to Chichen Itza, we're going to go to Old Chichen. We're going to have an amazing time. And also then, that's in March. That's a very active. We're going to be moving around. We're going to have 2 nights in Merida, 2 nights at this gorgeous lodge in the jungle with a beautiful outdoor pools and people that bring you fabulous food. And right across the street from the pyramid in Uxmal, which is the Sacred Feminine University. And then you're basically on the land of it because there's ruins right next to your room. And so you're sleeping on sacred land. And I'm going to give you understanding and take us through some dream work so that when you're there, you're sleeping with the ancestors, you're sleeping with the land, you're activating, you're bringing your key codes, it's bringing you stuff. This is like an alchemy bath, okay? We are alchemizing, we're metamorphosizing, we're transmuting, we're transforming. Now, the thing about alchemy is the traditional thing was, right, lead to gold. I think we saw all of that. Okay. And the next thing is that after the idea of that being a physical thing, which there was plenty of, right? People trying to turn lead into gold. It's really, I'm looking for the other thing here. It's really about you. So remembering almost everything that I'm discovering about the ancient Maya was nothing what you thought. There were no sacrifices. There was none of this crazy chopping your head off. All of it is a deep metaphor and psychological, like the Bible, like many other things, deep meaning here. And it's all about your ego. It's all about how to rescue yourself from what happens to you when you come into a body, because they were taught you were divine in a body. So from day one, it's like, we need to equip you with this level of spiritual knowledge. And then if you have a position as a shaman, I would have been trained as the king or the queen or the high priestess. The most important person in the whole village was the high priestess. And that's what we're accessing here. So part of what's happening here is you're going to go to the Sacred Feminine University. And this is in December. This is not my journey. This is Miguel Angel and Trudy have asked me to be a part of this. I will be there the whole 8 days. We're staying on a very quiet beach, far away from everyone. We have the sunset every day. So we're going to be doing ceremony and drumming. And each day, each one of us will be leading ceremonies, activations, transmissions, healings. We're going to be going to several of these sacred sites as well. And so this is a different kind of thing. It's a much softer, maybe deeper, and it's not all me. Of course, the other one's with Maria too. So this is Merida. This is Miguelito, who will be doing, he's a shaman that lives in the jungle. A very big honor to be able to work with him. He'll be doing an opening ceremony for us in a sacred cave. Here's Miguel Angel and wonderful drum that I got from him with Ishel on it. And we're going to be going to this site, and we're able to do ceremony. And we're going to be going to this site, which is the Sacred Feminine University. And we'll be there for a couple of days. And we'll be there. I mean, for this one, we'll be there the one day on my birthday. And then we will come back. And then Trudy and I are thought that many people are going to want to integrate what you did. So the next day we'll just be at her house in Merida, and we're going to bring in dinner, lunch and snacks. And you just come, and we're going to lead several past life sessions. We're going to channel the priestesses, and we're going to help you connect to the priestess energy. What are the key lives? What are the key things that are important for you now? So all of this does relate to alchemy of abundance, because we have an abundance. We have an abundance of fear. We might have an abundance of pain, abundance of negativity, an abundance of belief that we're not good enough, I spent my life doing most all of these things like most people. So don't worry about it. It's really now, it's like, don't hide it from yourself. Don't judge it anymore, because that keeps you stuck to it. And karma is not a fun game. So change karma into grace. That's a big tip I'm going to give you right now. So first of all, in alchemy, you have to be willing to accept yourself. You have to be willing to accept everything about you in this moment. And that means that you're turning something into something. So the alchemy of abundance is that you have an abundance. That's all you have. Isn't it nice? We're not like, oh, there's nothing here. There's an abundance. If there's no water, there's more air. Something's in that space. So what we want to do is start to think about this very differently. And that's what I do. I bring you into the sacred secrets. I activate your own inner knowing. I want you to connect to the inner authority of who you are. So you're going to be attracted to some of the teachings. You're going to be like, I don't know. So what I'm doing in my mystery school, my Sacred Feminine Magic Mystery School this year, is it's the Path of the Prosperous Priestess. And we're going to be doing Mayan. We're going to be doing Celtic. And we're going to be doing Egyptian. And probably I'll see if it comes in some Lakota Sioux. I work very closely. I worked with shaman, Lakota Sioux shaman. I grew up until 9 in Illinois in that area. And White Buffalo Calf Woman was introduced to me through my first Melchizedek Mystery School, and became a part of my circle of masters. So if you don't have a circle of masters, a circle of energies, a circle of love, friends, whatever you want to call it, in energy, that means they can be in any time, in any place, in any person. There's nobody like, oh, I can't talk to Gandhi. Been on my team for a long time, don't talk to him a lot right now. So they come in, they come out. But White Buffalo Calf Woman was very strong for 13 years, and then came back in the last few years because the Rainbow Tribe's coming back together. Okay, so on Saturday, after the 3 days we're doing this, and tomorrow I'm doing this show early, so make sure if you want to come live, I'm going to do an alchemizing anything that you believe is in the way of you manifesting a sacred retreat. And I find this to be very powerful, because if you come and ask a question, it's usually what someone else is feeling. And we have had amazing results of people being healed by hearing somebody else ask a question. And so it's, is it okay for me to spend the money on myself? Can I go to more than one retreat in a year? Is where's the money going to come from? Is somebody going to be mad at me? There's so much fear around listening to your heart and then trusting that the universe is calling you. And if the universe is calling you, then that way is already there. Many ways already exist. I've been saying this for so many years now. I've seen it. If it was just me, I could tell you my experience, but I've seen it for other people over and over and over and over. I've had homeless people, meaning they were living on someone else's house or house sitting, or something, or couch, that manifested. So this is a very empowering, because it also helps you stretch towards something you really want and you value it. Now you're prioritizing your skills. You're stretching your skills. You're going to a boot camp of your skills. When you're going through a normal day-to-day routine, I can promise you, if you want quicker, faster transmutation, alchemization, metamorphosizing where you are, what you think, how you feel, making more money, doing what you love, knowing what it is, healing your body, whatever it is. We don't want to push and chase a result. We want to think about what we want, speak it. We want to use our words. We want to use our power. We want to think. We want to take our will back, our scepter, our wand, our power, our staff, whatever that means to you. That is the will, the body of the will. And that will says, this will transform your life. People will come to me and say, I know if I don't take your class, or I know if I don't go to your retreat, I'm going to regret it. I can feel the intensity of how important this is for me, and I don't know how it's going to happen. that's an excellent place to be. Okay. So join me on Saturday, and that's going out in the email. So subscribe to nanakasha.com and make sure that you jump in to this. Subscribe here too. Okay. So let's activate sacred feminine divine laws of prosperity. What does that mean? Well, in the class, we are going to have a more structured approach to saying, here's the law, here's what's underneath it, how you connect to it. But something I was interviewed on a podcast yesterday, and what he was interested in was, well, how does that feel if you activate your 360 senses? Because I said, I was reading him, he was asking me questions, and I said, well, you're moving your information business, right? Like he talks, he's got a regular show, so he's disseminating information, and it's all about what he thinks and looking at the unconscious realms and unpacking things, exploring, which I love. And I said, you're going to go to a different level of understanding, communicating, and realizing what the information that's coming to you that you're disseminating is for, because it's clearly his purpose, and his purpose has reached the caterpillar level where it needs to go into the cocoon and it needs to change. Okay, whether that change becomes something that you do, maybe you change jobs, maybe you move to a different place, maybe you get out of a relationship, maybe you start your own business, maybe you create something new, maybe you write a book, maybe you go on a trip, maybe you free yourself from your shoulds, you really look at whatever it is time to go into that place, because we've been delivered through the eclipses. So the alchemical opportunities right now is very different. It's very profound. I remember Maria saying on our retreat that we were at the high moon, very close to the high moon, which has its own energy. It's the cycle. It gets to a point where it's there and then it goes back. If you live anywhere, you can watch the sun, especially like, the sun goes over there and then rises over here. And if you're facing like the place we're going in December, we're facing so directly west that there's always the sunset. It may be here, it may be there, but you never miss a sunset. It's different where I live. So the art of alchemy is understanding these things. What's the energy of the eclipse? It was Virgo, so it was a lot about health and well-being and organization, and it was a lot about. Then you had Pisces, right? The other one was Pisces. So that was very intuitive. That was very boundaryless. That was very dissolving. Now we're going to have a repeat of that energy in 6 months. What's going to happen now? Where are you going? How are you going to use this time as we go through the snake energy? So I like to tune in, don't worry about being an expert in any of these levels. Tune in enough to the things that interest you. Like, what is the energy of today? What's the energy of this week? What's the energy of the next full moon? And how can I be harnessing that to help me transmute or transform the abundance of fear or pain or grief or blame or sadness or perceptions of lack, right? Lack of income, lack of this, lack of anything, right? So you have it only in abundance. I want to go through a quick definition. Alchemy, it's the sacred art of transformation. Transformation, I would say transmuting and transfiguring, because you're literally, the caterpillar is transfiguring. It loses its identity. This is what we're doing. We're losing our idea of who we were, what we are. We're realizing everything's an illusion, a story, a lie, so to speak. Now we're letting go of being stuck in it, being controlled by it, being obligated to it. You're disconnecting from all the different people's realities. The more that the intensity of the information around you becomes, the more numb you are being invited to alchemize. If you are distracted by anyone else's reality, don't watch the news. Okay, it's all a story. It's truly, truly a story. Come into your own eternal now center, and from there you are in your own cocoon where you can be birthed into something new, and you're ready for that. This is the year of the snake. We've done very intense work and we have a little bit of time left. We're going to talk about that with Donna. So true alchemy is transmuting fear into courage, pain into wisdom, limitation into divine potential. By working at the level of energy and consciousness through thought, word, and intention, word. I really going to emphasize that now. we can reshape our reality and awaken our innate creative power. It is transmutation, transfiguration from an elemental, cellular, chemical, energetic, magnetic, light structure, and purpose level. Okay, so this is not just a happy affirmation and then you decide it really doesn't work, because in my first book, I actually had a whole thing of like, why don't affirmations work? You know, what do you need to add to it? Well, we need to add emotion. We need to add the vision. We need to add the word. Well, we were also told through the law of attraction years that our word was not important. That it was like, well, you could say, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. And 20 years later, you'll still probably be saying, I'm rich, or I'm going to be rich, or riches are coming my way. So if you have any delay in your sentence, then they're going to always be coming your way. So you need to say, I am rich. But even if you've ever done that, I'm rich, but you still inside your conversation, your story, your belief, your thoughts, your energy, your history that you have to go look for because you've hidden a lot of it away. So this ability to transmute it is your nature. You transmute things all the time. It's just now you need to go consciously into the deepest, darkest spaces within you. And the full moon coming is the perfect time to do that, because it's like having a big flashlight. So work at the level of energy, because that is consciousness, light, okay? Because then that is connected to everything. Your physical body doesn't generate anything. It's a reflection, and it is it's a lamp that you generate your light through, your frequency through. Okay, so I want to give you a little mystical history for alchemy for spiritual ascension, because this is a tradition that you're joining. And in this class, we're going to recognize that the priestesses of alchemy, especially the fire priestesses, will work with every element. We will have rituals we will do. We will have things we do every day, even if we are meeting once a week. We will have a chat where we will be sharing what we're doing. If we're not meeting on the full moon, we're certainly going to be sharing what we're seeing, what we're experiencing, how we're transforming. That's part of the beauty of this. We're going to be walking with a tradition. When you walk with a tradition, if there is no such thing as time and space, you can call on, connect to, speak to, receive from. And then one of the things we're going to learn this year is not just how to call directions, how to honor archetypes, how to connect with spirit guides, how to know, how to receive, how to be in the eternal now moment, how to interpret symbols and messages and become a master alchemist, because that's like putting a transformer in the wall and transforming 120 to 220 and being able to charge your phone or something, or your computer. And you need to do that, because if you're not ready for higher frequencies, you have to have help. You activate your light body, you do other practices, you do this work with me, you're going to have a daily routine, you're going to understand enough of your light body, you're going to be able to create the infinity healing chamber, all of those things. Plus, inside of that, we're going to be acknowledging and looking for abundance. And then we're going to be saying, it's like somebody saying, you're a painter, here's all the paint you could ever need. You don't, all the supplies you need. You don't need to ever think about supplies. The minute you think about you need supplies, it's right there. But you have to turn it. It is spiritual substance that needs to be alchemized. And alchemy is like referencing a chemical reaction, which is a great way of realizing that if you stop speaking that you're poor, that you can't afford something, that, oh, I'd like to do that, but I can't, then we're going to address this a lot on Saturday. You are never going to get it. And if you do get it, it's going to take a transformation of that energy at some point, an alchemization. Something may happen. I've had people go, oh, I want to come, but I can't afford it. I don't know how. And nothing's working out. And I guess it's not going to work. Well, their words are telling the universe what they want, which is it's not working out. So they don't get to see the path. But I can guarantee you and promise you that I can see from this side that there's about 50 paths in front of you to exactly what you want. It's just, do you want to take it slow? Do you want it fast? Do you want it easy? Do you want it hard? Do you want to heal? Do you want to, there's all these different ways you could do it. And this is how powerful you are. So when we alchemize what we are now, what we are using this spiritual substance for now, then We are tapping into a tradition. Rome, China, India, Egypt, Greece, Maya lands, everywhere, okay? Peru, it's a path of spiritual ascension to learn that because something is a particular state doesn't mean you have to agree to it. Don't agree to a story you don't want to live. Don't. I'm not kidding. Get to the point where you just bite back. I'm not telling this story. I'm not telling this story. I'm not agreeing to being poor or having rotten luck or any of this nonsense. Okay. So this is spiritual ascension, which then creates material change. But the point is the ascension, because when you're at a different state of consciousness, you don't care about the stuff that you think is important right now. You don't have to know the how. You don't have to walk through a long time. You don't have to have a delay. It's right there. It's already there. It's waiting for you in every moment in time. Now, what's cool is you've probably seen many pictures or been to Egypt, and you've seen the carvings all over the walls. And this was true for everywhere. These are alchemical texts. They left. Here's what you do. You take the Ankh, you take a life force, you take this staff that looks this way because it harnesses energy here, and you put it in the earth, and then it comes up and it feeds them and it brings life and opens this and it does that. The same thing with the Maya. They have all these things where they're like cutting their head off, and then a tree of life is growing out with fruits and flowers. And it's like if you cut your head off, your ego off, you have to be at a high level of initiation. You have to really, really believe and understand that you are divine, and that this illusion of your body and your lack and your limitation and that there's not enough and all the things that we agreed to, but we're no longer agreeing to, we harness it. We don't hate it. We don't get rid of it. We don't hide it. We don't chop it off. We don't cut it away. It is part of us. It is part of the universe. We just change the dial from 0 to 100. We go, yes. Thank you for this fear. Thank you for this pain. Thank you for showing me this. Now I have all this incredible, and I know at some level the wisdom is within me, and I'm walking with the tradition that knows how to see yourself, realize who you are, know thyself, self-realization. That is the number one known oracle of Delphi. Wasn't me. I don't think I said that, but I was the oracle many times. So that inscriptions is like, here's what you do. Inner transformation. That is what all the temples are here about. That's what Miguel and Trudy talk about, is waking up to our powers, waking up now. The time has come now. The elders are releasing more and more information now. The sites are coming more alive. The crystals are coming more alive. So in these traditions, you would be initiated. Same thing here. You would go to the smaller temples. And then if you continued on a particular path, you would go to certain temples, you would have certain trainings, you would have certain schools, you would have certain things that you learned and you did and you practiced and so on. So you are joining that. And whether it's, the soul's solar journey that the Egyptians talked about and showed, like you're crossing the river, the Native Americans, you're crossing a river. The jaguar here is the guide between the worlds, can see in the dark. So it takes you across that river into death or into the next reality. The butterfly flies away into a whole new reality. And so alchemy unites the divine mind again with the body, with the realization that you aren't a body, that you are divine, that you came with a purpose. It's all encoded inside of you. And if you let go and you step into your purpose, it's going to be like being picked up and carried on your path. You can't be attached to ego outcomes that have to be now, then, here, this way, and then it'll be okay. You have to be present to receive the gifts that are already waiting in every moment for you. Greek Hermetic philosophers saw it as a way to unite the divine mind. The Maya used sacred sites as living alchemical chambers for awakening. Almost every sacred site is that way. Of course, Stonehenge and many of the places we went to, the Long Barrows, are about going in and reactivating, reconnecting to our ancestors, reconnecting to the land, to the wisdom, to the many, many moons, the many suns that have downloaded their key codes, their information, their medicine there. So alchemy makes you become aware that the reality around us is quite profound. It's full of answers. It's full of medicine. It's full of generous, loving things, but everything can harm and heal. It depends on what's optimal for you. Too much water is going to kill something, or it's what something else needs. So you want to know that you are joining this beautiful tradition of being willing to be committed to a priest or priestess path. And I use that term very loosely. You don't have to want to be a priestess like me, waving wands and copal around. However, you want to be the wise one. You want to recognize yourself. You are the creator. You are the divine essence that came in here. You need to accept that, see that, and start to decide. You need to choose. You need to say. You need to ask. You need to name. You need to realize that everything you think, everything you say, whether you say it out loud or you say it within, is creating. The universe is not discerning whether it's good or bad for you. It's just saying yes, yes, yes. That was the agreement. You come here, everything's taken care of. You just go about doing your purpose, follow your bliss, find those doorways. Now you can maybe have the alchemy of the Greek Asclepios, he's right there, is the transmutation of the snake, the wise ones, they called them. And the idea is that alchemy is the original spiritual technology of ascension. So as timelessness, you can access anything that is optimal for you. Now, abundance is a lot of something. And we talked about this already, so we'll go quicker, but I want you to just take a moment to write down, what do you have an abundance of that you don't want an abundance of? Okay. So it just means a lot. It doesn't mean abundance doesn't mean money. It doesn't mean what you like. It doesn't mean the category or the way that you like it. You know, I like coffee with coconut milk. Somebody else likes coffee with, soy milk. Okay. Or no milk. That's preference. That has nothing to do with abundance. So I want you to just think an abundance of energy and an abundance of the sun is too much sometimes, right? But it's great for my solar panels. Abundance of joy is great, but sometimes you want to sleep. You want an abundance of strength, but you don't want an abundance of strength that you feel like you're efforting. You want to know that that is pouring to you and through you all the time. So take a moment and think about, and you could do all three of these at once. They'll probably come up for you. So what do you have an abundance of that you don't desire? What do you want an abundance of that you do desire? And then in there, degrees, what do you want a little bit more of, or do you want control of? So those are different aspects and elements of this idea of alchemy of abundance. So using sacred feminine laws, I'm just going to keep talking, you go ahead and write, is about intuiting. It's about accepting that the answers are within you, that you're remembering, that you're opening channels of communication, that you're inviting yourself to see and embody a positive and empowering future. So I'm just going to feel free to share. I don't have a pen. I write all the time, just like subconsciously. And now I want to write down some ideas, but I guess I'm not meant to. So. Okay, so you can do more of this on your own before today and tomorrow. I want you to take this idea, anything that triggered you, anything that was like an aha for you, anything that you're like, oh, that's a different perspective. I want you to agree for these 3 days to get into a different perspective, to be willing to look at yourself, look at parts of you don't want to look at, to acknowledge where you're judging yourself or others, because these are places you're giving your power away and you have an abundance of judgment. Excuse me, I'm really not a judgmental person, and I have very little issues with it in terms of my clients or the world or whatever. And then I've discovered this year, that's what Spirit asked me to do. And I discovered that my inner voice was very sarcastic, was very critical of myself, or critical of the situation. So if it was like, oh, we're ahead of the crowd, good, we're going to get a better seat, or we're going to get in first and we'll have time to sit down or something like that. And then you don't get in, and then other people get in front of you. So that natural thought might be like, oh, that's not fair, or, oh, that got ruined, or now the zoo is here, so that's going to be just a mess, or, oh, all my hopes didn't work out. I've been very good at judging myself over like, well, if that happened, clearly I was no good at, manifesting it, at aligning with it, at alchemizing to what I really want. So the whole point of this is that I want you to realize that you don't have to find substance. You already have all the materials you need, and you don't have to work through, figure out how, or know even every one of your blocks to abundance, your fears about abundance. You do want to become aware of, what do I have an abundance of that needs an adjustment, that needs to be, if I'm getting 50% of negative voice, fear come up in my day, I want to dial it down to 30%. I want to dial it down to 5%, right? I want to dial it down to only being aligned with my highest good, because your higher good never speaks to you in a negative voice. It might say, that's not a good thing to do, but it's not going to speak in fear the way that you think. So you're going to say, I want to take all this abundance of fear, or belief that I'm not good enough, or belief that if I do what I want or go on a retreat or whatever, or I spend this money, that bad things are going to happen. You could just as easily alchemize that into, wow, as soon as I choose to do something for my soul that's guided, the money shows up, it flows in. I don't even think about it. I know that it's going to be refilled. My bank account, you're full. You are so full. You're overflowing. I love seeing you go up, go down. I bless every money in and out. It's so much fun to watch the flow, to be a part of the multiplication of the energy of feeling love for whatever that is. So you have to love and accept your fear. You have to love and accept your guilt. You have to love and accept it. That's not a big job. That's not 25 years. Take the time out, alchemize time into now. And then divine timing doesn't mean wait. It just means in divine timing. So then you go, I'm taking out delay. I'm taking out wait. I'm taking out hard work. I'm taking out chasing. I'm taking out everything that says I have to go try to figure it out. I don't have what I need. You have an abundance of believing you don't have what you need. You need to transmute that, alchemize that now into abundance of knowing that you have everything you need. Everywhere I go, in every moment, in every time, everything I need is there. It's already there. That's the reality I'm going to show up with at that moment. So in that moment, if something happens that's unsurprising or unexpected or challenging or different, I don't go, this is terrible. What rotten luck. I say, oh, this is interesting. All it's doing is telling me I'm still have part of my life is past. And regardless of how much work I've been doing in every moment to be aware, to be present, to be in the eternal now, to envision beauty, love, peace, harmony, helpful people, golden doors opening everywhere on my path, I still in a body. Still things do this. People die, things come up, what happens. So it's not judging in any way. I found I was judging people at sacred sites. I wanted them all to stop being tourists and start being sacred, and then I just flipped that to being like, I'm so grateful they're here. Just the consciousness that they're receiving, being on the land, they're not going to get the spiritual downloads they could get, but they're getting a seed. They came here for a reason. Who knows what it's going to lead to? And I thank them. But I had to pull up that carpet and see that I was kind of ugly and judgmental about people, and I can't have any of it. I can prefer not to be around certain people, absolutely, and that's how I live my life. That's very different. I don't judge them. I'm just like, okay, I don't. This is what I want, and then I'm only in my life with that. Okay, so play with that. Now, you do not lack divine substance, mental or energetic wisdom. And you also have the ancient skills in order to do this every day. You're already doing it at some level. You're doing it consciously now. So we're going to be talking about harnessing the abundance energy that's all around you and alchemizing it into exactly what you desire. That's your natural, divine, sacred skill. No one told you, hardly anybody knows, but it's flowing through you 24/7, and learning to sense it, become aware of what you're thinking, saying, radiating, because that's determining what the abundance of life force of energy is turning into and delivering to you to create your reality. So the number one problem is creating an abundance of what you do not want, and looking at what you do not want as a mountain of work. Oh, I've got, I was very, very overweight for a period in my life, and I just felt at some point it's just too much. How do you ever lose that much? If you have a deep, deep fear and depression, PTSD, and after my daughter died, you just feel like you're so sensitive that if one thing happened, you just don't know what would happen. So you acknowledge and accept exactly where you are. And then you realize, well, you have an abundance of fear, a weakness, and whatever aspect of that is serving you, is for your highest good, is healing you to stay in a cocoon, to rest more, to not run around on your broken foot. You go, then you allow the fear part of it that's attaching you to maybe a negative story or blame of self or others. That doesn't allow you to alchemize the goddess energy inside there, because you're the voice, you're the body of the divine, and that's speaking that energy into reality. So you don't manifest by fixing, changing, chasing. You don't manifest by pushing, sacrificing. You do manifest by being in the eternal moment, by alchemizing all the abundance of anything, and without judgment. So you can't go, I don't want this stuff, I hate this stuff, get this stuff away from me. You're not getting rid of it. You're loving it. You're picking it up. You're hugging it. You're accepting it. And the money, being the spiritual substance that it is, it's simply right there in an abundant amount, waiting to take shape, based on your choice in your words, your beliefs, and your energy. It's just really too true. So trust energy, not chasing. Work on your faith, not your plans. Use the invisible keys to open invisible doors that already stand there with your resources, your strength, your money, and all forms of abundance in the way you wish for it. We're talking about magnetic energy and mirror energy. These are the key words to your mind. What is your life mirroring to you, and what are you magnetically attracting? I apologize for the unedited download right there. I speak a lot of this stuff. I channel it, and when it comes out, sometimes it's like right before we start or something. So I just do there. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and lead something. I'm going to transmit something, and I'm going to leave you for a moment now in quiet while I light some more incense and bring us together in the Infinity Healing Chamber to think about this idea of alchemizing abundance, that you're free now. There's a part of you that can let go of needing to find enough stuff, find something, get something. You have whatever you need. It's already here. It's right here. Okay. Now you already have within you exactly what you're meant to do, who to connect to, what life to connect to. And we're going to do a lot of past life work. It's going to be a big part of a lot of our retreats in this next year. I do a lot of deep past life work with my clients. Maria teaches past life. And so there's a very important aspect of you are now surrendering to your multidimensional nature. Parts of you know something you don't, you know something they don't. You speak these right words, you expect that connection, you ask for it, you name it, but not from guilt, not from desperation, not from craving. You have to shift and alchemize the energy from which you are asking, connecting. None of your suffering, none of your begging, none of your anything that you want. We were taught that it's currency, that if you suffered, you were a good person. I was certainly taught that. And so unfortunately, spirit doesn't see that. They don't, if you suffer, they're just like, you want more of that? Okay, here, what do you want? You got it. And they're not going to judge you when you say, I don't want to suffer anymore. I'm not going to sacrifice anymore. I'm not exactly sure how that feels, but I'm going to start to imagine it. And then you have to do that. You have to have faith in your heart. Are you called to something that feels good? Then let that door open to you. But don't make it the be all end all, and don't force it to a result before you are ready to see that result. Because remember, you have to find it. And then you have to realize what it is and have whatever journey that is with it. Maybe it's just a cleanse and a meditation and it's gone. Maybe it starts to come up every day. Maybe you start to have synchronicities around your relationship with your mother, and that shows up for 2-3 weeks. And I don't know. Your alchemization is unique. Don't judge it. Don't expect it. Don't blame it. Don't stop it. Don't interrupt it. Be in it. Accept it, like just watching the cocoon and feeling the transmutation. This is certainty, gratitude, faith. Everything obeys your command, which isn't being somebody over someone being mean. It's saying, yes, I am divine. Yes, I'm the one that needs to be in charge saying what's going to happen. Okay, so take a moment to think about, what are you magnetic to? It's another way to say, what am I attracting? I am going to get my charger and I'll be right back. And then when you feel ready, close your eyes, relax. Now start to close your eyes, look over what you've written. Surrender. You don't need to remember anything. You can let your logical brain relax. And I'm going to move our image in a moment. And you're just going to drop into the moment. Start to let go of thinking, wanting, understanding. Let everything that you've received now just be like it poured in. And once you've swallowed it, your light body takes over. You don't need to have a part of telling your stomach how to digest. So do the same thing with this. Thank you. All of the optimal energies and information, key codes, wisdom that is in this for me right now today, I receive, I give great thanks. I know that I'm in the sacred infinity healing chamber, sacred infinity healing chamber, light above and below. And above and below, we have the beauty, the grace. We have the heart of the sky, the heart of the earth. And in the center, you're the heart of hearts. And declare yourself inside of this chamber of light above and below you. It's a pyramid, a temple of light. And you're wrapped inside of the all-seeing eye, the Vesica Pisces, the sacred geometry of exactly the moment when the divine you said, "Let there be light." And that light became you. And you are coming into a deep space of presence and light. And as you do that, you are letting go of the thoughts, the fears, the agenda. And inside of this infinity healing chamber, we're surrounded with a beautiful sphere of the flower of life. It's made from light. And as you allow yourself to tune into it, let it speak to you. Does it have a color? Is it solid? Is it moving? Is it sparkling? Is it invisible? Is it see-through? Is it spinning? It's a huge sphere of light and encompasses everything you are. And it's all around you, and it's spinning at just the optimal rate of your soul's signature frequency, feeding abundant divine energies into you moment after moment. As you allow your senses to open, say, I am here to alchemize the abundance that is always around me, within me, pouring to me. And it is so, and it is so, and it is so, and I accept. I ask to be aware at a new level somewhere in my senses, my 360 divine senses. I enter this sacred space and I'm here with great respect and open heart and open mind and willingness. I'm ready to become the one who alchemizes and is alchemized. I am ready to become what my imaginal cell has been calling me to. I'm ready for my new reality after the eclipses. I'm ready to embody beauty, grace, possibilities, because everything that's here can be transmuted, transformed, transfigured. So now you feel and see and sense this sphere of your flower of life, your Akashic Ascension sphere. If you wish to open your eyes, you can look into the image or stay where you are. When you look at this image, it's encoded with light. It's encoded to embody and reflect your light body. You look right into the center at you, the light body. As you look at it and soften your eyes, you see this, you sense this, you feel it radiating out, becoming magnetic. Are you drawing into it or is it drawing out to you? You look just at the light body within and begin to say, I am aware now and here. All the channels of divine awareness that are optimal for me. I alchemize my perspective. I transmute my abundance of separation from my true spiritual self, body, codes, wisdom, and powers now, 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 through grace and ease and blessings. Breathe in harmony. It's rainbow energies. How is it coming to you, through you? Watch it, see it, honor it, thank it. And breathe it out. Ooze it out through your cells, through your skin, through your senses. It's time now. Alchemize your blood. Alchemize your beliefs. Alchemize your solar and cellular memories. Breathe in again. More harmony. How does it come to you? The full color spectrum takes many shapes and forms. Is it clouds? Is it streams of color? Is it light? Is it etheric beings? Is it a beautiful sense of peace? Is it sparkling? Does it have a sound? What does it taste like? Now ask everything that is here that is aligned to your highest good to enter you, to alchemize everything that is blocking your abundance, your happiness, your joy, your highest good. Let all of this begin to move. You see and sense the energies speeding up through the flower of life all around you. Each petal communicates, each eye opens, energy begins to move in dark, sluggish places. You alchemize the illusion. You say, I'm ready and willing. I'm ready and willing. I'm ready and willing. I allow and accept large sums of money, opportunities, love, grace, creativity, energy, resilience, strength, joy, gratitude that come to me and through me now, overflowing in me through grace. And grace means what is aligned to what is for the highest good of all, aligned exactly to what I say, exactly to what I declare, exactly and even better. Because now you surrender, your job is done. You watch, you rest in the center, you see and sense your life, your body, your bones, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your inner child, everything shifting and pulsing, receiving this harmonious download of full color spectrum. This is your friend. This is your ally. This is one of your priestess tools. Wise elders in every tradition of medicine, women, architects, priests, leaders, creators, cooks, alchemists. Those who've held the sacred pillars of light around the world are with us now. They've held it in the stone, the crystal, and the earth. They've held it in the waters. They've held it inside of us. They're inviting us to awaken our connection and our ability to command that our light body activate to optimal frequency at this time. Take a deep breath in, draw in all the divine energies that are optimal for you at this time. Feel it filling you up. Feel it consuming you. 3 and 2 and 1. Dolphin breath out. Push it out. Feel it pulsing through your skin, through your bones, through your cells, through your waters, out and back in and then out. You breathe in and receive, digest, and then you let go. Release, 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 and you let it go. And there's no judgment, and there's no thought, and there's no need to know what it is, and you breathe in. I alchemize all that is optimal for me at this time that stands in the way from my true connection to a higher level of clarity. Breathe in. Now say what it is. Breathe in the abundance that you have more than you want. Is it fear? Is it pain? Is it belief in lack and not good enoughness? Breathe it in. And then now say, alchemize to infinite flow, love, alignment, sources. It is done. It is here. It is now. Breathe in. I alchemize everything and enter the eternal now, where it is done, where I accept. It is in my hands now. It is in my cells now. I embody it now. 3, 2, 1. Blow it out. Now, relax. Become aware of the tingling, the movement in your mind, your thought, your body, your skin. You feel the awakening. Your hair is pulsing. Your aura is pouring. Everything is shifting. You are simply an observer. Slowly coming back to center. Now you accept in your heart, I have connected, reawakened, and alchemized. I have aligned with a sacred feminine law of prosperity, or 2, or 3. Known and unknown, I accept and give great thanks to all that has come to me, through me, from me. What has been released, realized, what has been reconnected, resurrected, what has been forgiven, forgotten, forever. Now, fun and faith and fire pour back in with this. You begin to see and sense the lightness in your sphere, in your Akashic Ascension sphere around you now. I am that I am. I am here. This is me. I am everything I am now. Here in this moment, the truth exists. I am divine in a body. I alchemize the past, every story, the meaning I thought it was. I alchemize every relationship, good, bad, or indifferent. I alchemize everything in any life that holds a bond, a soul contract, or an agreement in my body, in my aura, in my emotion, mind, Buddhic, causal, relational, financial, pain, and beyond, through every time and every space, along only through grace, watched and blessing, freeing and multiplying, pouring back to me 10,000-fold the gifts, the gems, the wisdom. Everything was for me. Everything is energy. I now have the power to transmute the grief and receive the gifts of that grief and step forward wise. I have alchemized and now I rest. You feel the Divine Mother. You feel the wings of the winged ones gently gathering you up like a newborn as you drift down like a soft feather from this alchemical experience, wise, your core 7 divine feminine energies, priestesses, goddesses, angels, energies, maybe trees or flowers or water or spirits or colors or rainbows or animals, dragonflies, whatever form is just for you. You are held in a nest now. You have entered this journey. You've agreed. When you walk the prosperous path, it is a sacred path. You are revealed to powers you know, but they must be used through heart, through love. You must use them to embody love, to free yourself from all pain and transmute everything to love, to light, and to simple is to accept. Then forgiveness happens, harmony, transcendence. And you are bathed now in gratitude and compassion. Receive it, drink it in fully, embody and anchor your experience, and then let it go, multiplying, blessed with gratitude and in grace, your gift as it goes out. And see yourself walking from this moment into your light, the path in your home, in your room, everywhere in your life now. There is a light, a new light. The alchemy is going out into your future, into your past, into your time-space continuum. And as you step on this path, you step as a master of abundance, and you think only of what you want, only what wonder, how it would feel. You say it, you declare it, but from joy, from already having it, from the feeling of delight that it is, the wish fulfilled. This is your power. Everything can now be transmuted and transfigured into exactly what you love, and you deserve it, and it is here, and it is at your fingertips, and there is nothing to do and no one to please. You need no papers, you need no permission, yet I give you permission now from your highest self from the priestesses through time, from you on every level, and from the divine. You are needed, you are vital, you are loved, you are loving, and you are lovable. Walk with this, be this. Assume that we are there supporting you in every moment. No matter what is happening, do not judge what it is. Remember, you are supported and you are loved. You accept it all and use your own powers to transmute it. Never, ever again agree to a story you no longer wish to live. In love and grace, harmony and gratitude, we give great thanks to the sacred temple, to all of the energies and priestesses, to each of us and all of our lives and all of ourselves and all of those who this energy is right for, that it multiply, and this gift, this freedom, these keys back to personal power go out into the land, into the world, into the waters, into the sky, and be illuminated in this full moon as a gift to all, and multiplied blessings and flowing back to each of us. As this circle is open yet unbroken, remember you have a pathway of light to this temple. This moment in time is recorded in your light body, in your Akasha. Come back, re-listen tonight, re-listen again, as often and whenever. Repetition is sacred. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. And so it is. In la ketch, alakin, I am another you, you are another me. And as you come back, please take your time. Do not rush yourself back through these experiences. These are deep shamanic journeys that I take you on. We're working on levels, time, space, awakening energy, information, clearing pathways within your intuitive field. Everyone's going to unfold differently from exactly where you are. Know this was all done inside of sacred space that is only aligned to what is optimal for you, only and ever, which is why I teach this to you in all of my classes. It is vital for you to understand how to continuously, in every moment, maybe multiple times a day, activate your light body, create protective spheres, but not ones that shut you off and give you that ability to access. So you can come back and look at this. This is a gift from my Light Body School. This is an image. It's encoded. That is you in the center. The sphere of the flower of life, we call an Akashic Ascension sphere, is all around you. And those flowers of life connect. We went through an exercise today of connecting to it, seeing it, awakening your senses, and then asking it to begin to clear, using your power to say, not just, oh, that's what is. It is what it is because of you. It is there to reflect you, to clear you. It's holding everything you are. And the minute you say, oh, I'm no longer a victim, I feel empowered. I'm never letting anyone else tell me who I am. I'm never letting that comment affect me. I'm never being distracted from my optimal path. And you embody it and you do it until that patterns and those old ones are dissolved. This will accelerate everything you're doing, healing trauma, mental, emotional, spiritual, or anything else. All right. So thank you for staying. I will see you tomorrow early in the morning. Oops, I'm not there. Where did I go? So I will see you early in the morning. Please share this. Please share what you thought. And please come over and join the Alchemy School. So we're going to be having a whole school. I think that's it there. Unfolding over the next year. And the underlying elements is they're always sacred, divine, mystery concepts that you can take deeper and further. So like the wishes fulfilled, like the intuition class, like the prosperity, they're each around a different topic. This is going to be going into the core levels of how do you live a spiritual life every day? How do you integrate this as this becomes more important? It becomes the only way you're going to make money is going to be through following your spirit, not forcing an agenda, not getting mad at, I'm doing a bunch of stuff and I'm marketing my ass off and nobody's buying everything, and say, okay, is that the reality you want? Why do you keep agreeing to it? This pattern still exists. I can't afford that. This isn't happening. Okay, why are you paying attention to it? Why are you speaking it? Those are the basics. Now we're going to go to the core of the spiritual science around that. And one of the things that's really beautiful actually about it is that I might have it here. Let's see. Yeah. So here on the page in the shop, you can go and see that we're going to uncover these 7 divine laws. We're going to be activating mystical money powers. You're going to leave with understanding of energetic layers, the power of your mouth, your words to be a spell, how to use it and how you're using it against you on every level. If you have crystals, if you have different spiritual items, are you using them? Are you using them optimally? Or how do you work with the deeper level of that? What are you called to that you're ignoring? Releasing all of these things through these 7 levels. So we have the law of circulation, the law of command, the law of presence, the law of coherence, the law of resonance, and the law of transmutation, and the law of purpose. So they're a little bit different. I'm bringing in multiple layers of divine laws that are from many different schools, from many different traditions. So I blend them together. So we have an ancestral gathering. We definitely have a priestess gathering. This is a meaning. It's not for you if you want to be a priestess or a shaman. It's for everybody because we're all rejuvenating, resurrecting our sacred feminine. Okay, so there's many different payment plans. Feel free to ask us about whatever it is that you need. And I will see you tomorrow morning. Namaste. How joyful. I love doing this because now I get to go have this amazing day and you get to go have this amazing day. Thank you, Svetlana. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Chana Joy. Thank you, Lisa. So also reach out to me. I am talking to people about the upcoming retreats, and they're very, very important retreats. They have, both of them, a very distinct soul calling that maybe you feel called to both of them. That's something we can discuss. Maybe you feel more called to one. Maybe you want to understand the essence because they're different. And yet the level of attraction for the Maya wisdom and the Maya area and the transformation that's possible here is quite profound. So if you are called, we are going into a fire year. And I don't know about you, I am a fire sign. I have 2 fire signs. I'm a Sag, Leo, Libra. And I'll tell you right now, that's something that helps you understand how you relate to things, right? How you alchemize things. But that is, I'm very respectful of the fire, which is why we're going to go into the circle of the fire priestess. It's the fire teachings, the sacred fires, the sacred flames, how to use that element to purify, to be reborn from the ashes, and all the other good stuff there. So, yay. Okay, thanks everybody. Love you. Hi, Rosemary.